Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Welcome to another episode of the Italian Vegan, and thank you for cooking with me if you are today. Now, there's a couple of new people here that haven't come on board before. So just to remind everybody, this is a live Zoom class. So obviously it's meant to be interactive.
Alexa, stop.
So if you want to ask any questions, please unmute yourself and ask the questions live, or alternatively you can type on the chat box, and then Katerina will read it out to me and I will answer the questions. But I don't mind you asking me any questions. So I'd rather you get it right the first time than messing things up. Now, can you please give me tell me if you can hear me and see me properly, and then we can get started. If I could please ask you as well to, at the moment, unless you want to talk, please mute your microphone. Otherwise, there is a lot of background noise. And then, if you want to ask a question, just unmute the microphone and ask it out loud.
Okay, so we've got good morning from Deborah. Good morning, Deborah. Catherine, morning, everyone. All good, thanks. Good morning, Catherine. All fine from Sue as well. Good morning, Sue. And Deborah says she can hear and see.
Fantastic.
Sue, yes, all fine here. Good morning, Sue. And good morning, Peter. I'm not cooking today. Did not have time to get the ingredients.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
Oh, Peter Tattersall.
Peter Tattersall, good morning, everyone. It's lovely to see you all here. And in particular, good morning to Peter Tattersall. I think he's here for the first time. Good morning, Peter. What I wanted to say, please make sure that you all mute your microphone. And before we start, I just want to thank all of you that donate to Buy One, Give One last week. Now, with the donation that we received last week, what we've done, we donated it to what was it? To maintain water pumps in schools in Tanzania. Now, this is particularly important because this is it's very difficult to get water in Tanzania, and it's the only, if they don't have a proper supply of water, they can't really, run the school properly. So with the donation that you made last week, we've been able to maintain a pump for 3 months for a school in Tanzania. So thank you very much, and give yourself a little round of applause for making that happen. Okay, today we are doing penne affumicate, which is a very, very simple recipe. I wanted to try something different because I've been told that sometimes it's difficult to follow what I do if you're trying to cook at the same time. So today we're going to get all our prep done before we start cooking. Okay. I'll start getting first I'll start putting the water on for the pasta, because that will take a while, and I'll put it on a low heat. So while we get all our preparation done, the water can warm up. So I'm using, as usual, a 5-liter pan, and filling it up to about 2/3. So generally, roughly, if you're cooking pasta, please allow about 1 liter of water for each 100 grams of pasta. So as we cooking either about 400 grams today, you will need about 4 liters of water. Okay. This goes on. I put it on a very low heat, as it will give time to the water to boil while we're getting everything ready. Okay, first of all, pasta. Today we're doing penne, and as usual, if you are not gluten intolerant, then this is the pasta that I recommend, the Cecco. Can you see, Victoria?
Yeah.
the Cecco is the best one. It's the way they work the pasta, because of the way they put it through and they finish it is a little bit rough on the outside, so that means they absorb more sauce, and it's, you know, it's a better pasta. And generally, a trick to know how a pasta is good quality or not is to have a look at the cooking time. Where is it? Here it says cooking time is 12 minutes. Now, if it is, never buy anything that's like a quick pasta or something that cooks in 5, 6, 7 minutes, because that means that is made with low quality grain wheat, and it's really not good quality pasta. And I wouldn't really cook with it. If you are gluten intolerant, instead, the best pasta that I recommend would be Barilla. Barilla gluten free, and that's the one that we found is it keeps al dente better than a lot of the other gluten free pastas that tend to disintegrate when you cook them. Okay, so we will need some passata. There we are. If you don't have passata, you can use a tin of tomatoes, but please put it quickly in the blender to make it smooth. Then we'll need some tofu. Today I've never used this before, but today I'll be cooking with this smoked tofu, as it's a smoked recipe. But even if you have plain tofu, you can still cook this, because the way that you make it smoked is by using smoked paprika, which is another one of the ingredients. Okay, so if we use smoked tofu, we'll need less of this. If you use plain tofu, we'll need more of this. Then we'll have a little bit of ground nutmeg, sea salt. I'll actually be using a little bit of smoked sea salt to enhance the flavor as well. And we'll need some vegan cream, about 100 grams of this. So before we start cooking, as I promised, and the last but not least, a little bit of fresh parsley. I always cook in Italy. We always cook with the flat leaf parsley, which is much nicer than the curly leaf one. So, as I said, let's weigh everything first. Tofu. This comes in 225 grams. So actually, I won't weigh this because I need 200 grams. So I'm not going to keep the 25 grams that are left. So I'm going to use it all. The next thing we'll need 400.
Sorry, Peter seems to be Tattersall seems to be he's cooking with us, and he said he's got the curly parsley.
It's fine, Peter. Curly parsley is fine as well. I prefer using the flat leaf parsley, but it's fine.
Taste-wise, it's going to be fine, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, now let's weigh the passata. We need 400 grams of this.
It's oh good, thanks.
Okay, so that's 400 grams of passata, which is about half a bottle, no, a little bit more than half a bottle. The pasta as well. I might be using all of this. This is 500 grams. If you don't want to use it all, then this is the time to weigh.
It's as though Carol's cat is watching you cook as well. So Carol's cat.
What's Carol? Oh, Carol's cat. Oh, interesting. Okay, so as part of the preparation, first of all, we have to open the tofu and drain it from the little cooking water. this is the tofu. So what we'll do, we slice it, do thin slices of about 1 centimeter. Okay. And then we cut it in strips again of about like 1 centimeter again. And then in 2 or 3 parts again. So we're getting little chunks.
Peter says, I forgot to dry out the tofu.
To dry out?
Yes.
What, to drain it? That means you're going to be a little bit wet, Peter, but apart from that, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just
very wet, he said.
Very wet. Just see if you can remove some of the water, because we're going to put this in the pan with some olive oil. So we don't want the water to make it spit too much. Okay. So this is done. So this is the tofu ready. And the last thing that we can, there's very little preparation today. The last preparation that we can do basically is with the parsley. I find that sometimes rather than chopping it, I actually cut it with the scissors. It's actually quicker. And what I'll do at the moment, I'll just I'll get the stalks, because the stalks I will cook, where the leaves of the parsley I will use just at the last minute. So I cut the stalks in small bits. And I will put these in once I put the tomatoes in, the passata. Okay, so this is all the preparation that we need to do. As you can see, it's very, very quick. And this I will just I will cut the season right at the end when the cooking is pretty much done. Okay, so this is all the preparation that we need to do. We now, let me just maybe move this so you can see.
Peter's using a tea towel to dry out the tofu.
Okay, just move the water, so maybe you can see
Yeah.
Better. So now we need some olive oil, as you can see. I always use extra virgin olive oil, by the way. And I'll be using about 4 tablespoons. There we are. And I'll turn the heat on a mid heat. I'll just let the oil warm up a little bit, and then we'll be throwing the tofu in. We'll just taste it. I want to taste this because I haven't tried it before. It's not bad, not bad. It's already quite smoky, so I don't need to add too much of this. So what I'll do in this case, I will add about 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. Some people call it paprika, like myself. Some people call it paprika. In Italian, it's paprika, so let's get used to it. If you instead are working with plain tofu, then we'll need to use about 2.5 teaspoons to give it that smoky flavor.
Peter says that he's way behind. Are you recording it? So
I
does
am
he want to
recording
catch up?
Peter, we can wait. We can give you a minute. Actually, I am going to get actually one of the last ingredients which I listed as optional, is some smoked cheese. So while you catch up, Peter, don't worry. I will go and get the smoked cheese that we can use towards the end. Okay, just give me a second.
Putting all the the stalks off this parsley is taking forever. Very slow process.
I don't know who's talking.
Peter, what did you say?
Oh, the parsley.
I said cutting the stalks off the parsley is taking forever.
Shouldn't take too long.
Maybe I bought too big a bag of parsley.
Don't need a lot.
Yeah, you don't need a lot, Peter. You only need a small bunch. So something like really a handful.
Oh, okay.
Just a handful.
All right. I've got enough then.
Yeah, good. So at the moment we haven't. So you're still good. That's what I like this. If we are cooking together and you are behind, just tell me to slow down.
Thanks, Luca.
There's no rush. So
am I the only one who's cooking along with you?
I'm not sure. Normally there are about 3 or 4 people that cook.
Yeah.
Who's cooking today then? Who's cooking today? I know that Peter's already said. The other Peter today has chickened out. Yes, Peter. Sorry. The Peter Liner.
Sue is cooking as well.
Sue is cooking. So if you're all
good. I'm not the only one then.
No, you're not the only one.
And Sue's doing the sauce for later.
Excellent. Okay. As you can see, as the oil warms up, it becomes more.
Peter.
Sorry,
Peter Lionel saying you didn't chicken out.
Chicken out, no?
No.
Okay.
And who else? Catherine said could not get the ingredients in time. I think that's most probably the reason, isn't it, with Peter as well?
Yeah, sure.
Carol says cooking later, but no tofu, so we'll use veg, which is fine.
Okay, so we start now proper cooking. There's a bit of olive oil left in the spoon. Okay, so now the tofu goes in.
Now Deborah's got a message, and that says she had plans to get up early and cook, but decided to sleep. Don't blame you.
Oh, thank you. This is for the benefit of those that don't know Deborah before. She actually logs in from Texas.
6 a.m.
So it's 6 a.m. there. So it's just every week, Deborah. I can't believe that you're online so early. So kudos to you, for getting up so early to cook with us. Okay, so we got the tofu going, and at the moment I will add 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika.
So what would you add if there wasn't the tofu wasn't smoked? Any spoons of you add?
Yeah, if it wasn't, if the tofu wasn't smoked, then I will add about 2.5. But it's one of those things also that you can add to taste. I really like smoked paprika, but it's down to you how much you like the flavor. It's pretty much free to use as much as you like.
How much did you put in there, Luca?
I put 1 teaspoon, but I'm using smoked tofu.
Okay.
I'm using smoked tofu already.
Yeah.
So
you are. Okay.
Yeah, if you're using plain, then I would add about 2.5.
Okay.
Can you pass the salt, please? Then we take some sea salt and add a couple of pinches. And now we leave this to cook for a couple of minutes.
I thought you said a couple of inches of.
Sorry.
I thought you said a couple of inches of sea salt, but I think that must be pinches, is it?
Pinches, yes, not inches. No, that would be definitely too much.
Pinches, not inches. Yeah.
Just a couple of a couple of pinches of salt in your hand.
Good
Again,
boy.
salt is very much a personal taste as well. I do like my food seasoned, but not obviously too much salt is bad for you, but the right amount is good. So it's a very easy dish. So while I'm doing that, I put the pan back on the bigger ring, because it won't take that long actually to prepare the sauce. So I want the water to boil soon. This is one of those dishes that can be put together literally in like 15-20 minutes. If you got friends coming round, and in Italy often, when we were younger, when we were like Francesco's age, and we used to go out in the evening. Often we come back about midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and with wanting to have something to eat. And this is one of those dishes that you can really throw together very, very quickly, and it's easy to feed like even a large group of people.
Do you tell them the story of your friends when you were, I think, teenagers or very young, and you made some pasta, and you know what happened there?
Oh, that was that. Yeah, no, that was. It's painful to remember as well. This is where actually we went when we graduated from high school.
Peter says it's very late to eat. Yes, it is at that time, but they love their food. So yeah.
I know. When we graduated from high school, we went on a trip to Northern Europe to visit Denmark, Sweden, and Norway, and obviously, half of our baggage was food. So we took like 2 packs of pasta. We took passata with us. We took Parmesan cheese, everything, and also pans and camping stove and everything. So whenever we could, we would stop and start cooking. And we were in a hostel cooking our pasta, and a friend of mine went to drain the pasta that was cooked, and it was too hot. He actually didn't use the towel, so the pasta was actually falling out of his hands. And another one of my friends said, "I'll save it," and he put his hands under the boiling water as the pasta was falling out of the pan. You can imagine the result of that.
The passion for Italian food, isn't
yeah,
it?
that's it. He was thinking of the pasta more than he was thinking of his own pain. It's suffice to say that the pasta wasn't saved, and it was a little bit of pain ensued with a little, cold in burns. Yeah.
Deborah says, "Ouch."
Yeah, ouch. Okay. Now turn the heat down a little bit.
I hope no one is hospitalised today. Then Peter says.
Yeah.
Peter Patterson, all that is.
I'll add about a small teaspoon of nutmeg, dried grated nutmeg.
Sorry, let's have a look.
Look. And now I can throw in, as I said, a few stalks of parsley that I have. Just give you a quick turn with the spoon, and now it's time to put the tomato passata in.
Any garlic at all? Peter says.
No garlic today. No garlic today.
Is he keeping up?
Are you okay, Peter? Are you able to keep up? now it's now that this is done, we just turn it on a very, very low heat, and we let it gently cook. This is the time as well to regulate for salt. So taste it, see if you like it, and if it needs adding a little bit of salt. I do on mine, so I put another. Now that we added tomato, obviously the salt that we put before is kind of absorbed by the tomato as well. So we'll see if we need to add a bit more or not. Yeah, this is about right. Okay. Now, as you can see, my water is boiling. Now, can you please let me know if your water is boiling as well? So, because I would like to coordinate if possible. So, if it's not, I'll wait a couple of minutes for you. Could you, Sue and Peter, could you please let me know if you're cooking and how are you getting on with your water?
2 minutes, please.
Sorry? A few
2
minutes,
minutes, please.
A few minutes, please, from Peter.
Sure, no problem. So I would actually turn it down right down. Put it on a smaller thing. So, and I will cover this. Okay. In the meantime, as my water is boiling, as what we always do when the water is boiling is...
All right, there's a message from Sue. Okay, Sue's making her sauce and cooking pasta later.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so we just waited for Peter until his water is boiling as well. Just put the turn the heat up, Peter, under your water pan. And what we do when we cook pasta or whizz, we add salt to the water, but only add it when it's boiling. Otherwise, it will take longer to boil. So I'm using 2 tablespoons of salt.
Okay, water's boiling.
Okay, great. So 2 tablespoons of salt in your water.
Has it got a pan as big as yours, though?
If you're using a big pan like mine, otherwise regulate it accordingly.
There's mainly cooking for me. Nobody fancied it, I'm ashamed to say.
Are you cooking for yourself?
Yeah, just for me. My family didn't fancy it today.
That's fine, don't worry. So just to make sure that you add, it's... Okay, I've got 4 liters and 2 tablespoons. So it's basically half a tablespoon of water per liter. Okay, that's the amount of salt that you will need. Okay, so depending on the size of your pan, I normally, even if I'm cooking just for myself, I generally tend to use a big pan anyway, because I like the pasta to have room to move, so that it doesn't stick. And there's no need of adding any olive oil or anything else to the cooking. As long as you got a pan, a cooking pan for the pasta that's large enough. So I'll be using all of my pasta so we have a little bit later as well.
You're just saying that when they see it, they may change their minds. Well, don't let them have any, Peter.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we are doing this.
Stir.
Yeah. Give it a stir. And then leave it alone. Wait for it to bring it back to the boil.
Catherine says the smell will make them hungry too. Definitely.
Yeah, it will do. So this pasta will take about, I would say, about 10 minutes. Now, a little trick I have when you're cooking tomato sauce. At the moment, mine today, that passata tastes quite sharp. or I want to soften it a little bit to sweeten it. So sometimes you can use a little bit of sugar to sweeten it, but rather than using sugar, I generally like using sweet herbs. So in particular, I use tarragon, which I might have run out of actually. I actually ran out of tarragon, but I've got the other sweet herb that I have. I've got some marjoram that I'll be putting in the sauce. So I just have a sprinkle a little bit of marjoram on top, and it will sweeten it up a little bit. If it's still too sharp, then I might add a little bit of sugar. This is not part of the recipe, but it really depends. It's just that you have to work with the ingredients that you have. So you always have to obviously taste when you're cooking, and if it's too sharp or too sweet, then you adjust it accordingly. Okay. Okay.
Peter says, good points, thank you.
At the moment, there's not much else to do. The one thing that I actually forgot to measure up earlier on is the cream. So I've got the scales out again, and I'll measure 100 grams of cream. There we are. Just do it. Which I will add to the sauce in a second. Put this away. And I'll add, I mean, this is completely optional, you don't have to, but I will add in about 3 slices of smoked cheese to the sauce right at the end. So I'll just quickly, nothing to, this will melt onto the sauce, so it doesn't matter how you cut it. There we go. It's ready to go in. Now I will be adding cream. Give it a stir.
Right, we've got another message from Peter. Peter's saying, how long before it's ready? Isabel asks me.
It won't be long. As soon as the pasta is cooked, it'll be ready. So another few minutes. From when we put it in, it would take 12 minutes to cook. So it's still hard. I haven't timed it, but you can see that it's still hard. And you can see now the lovely color and consistency that the sauce is taking.
Oh, bless. So Isabel says it smells lovely, so put more pasta in. Oh, that's funny.
Now, I will add a little pinch of sugar because it's still
wait a minute.
sharp.
Sue says she hasn't got cream. She hasn't got cream, but have oatly creamy creme fraiche. Would that be okay?
I don't think so.
No,
no, just leave it. You can have it without cream as well, Sue. It's nice. It just adds a little bit of another dimension. But it's nice even without cream.
And Deborah says, looks lovely. I can almost smell it.
Ooh, it's nice. It's nice now. So I added, for those of you that missed that, I just added a pinch of sugar.
Peter's saying me too.
Yeah. I added a pinch of sugar to the sauce.
Can you use yogurt? Catherine's asking.
I have never used yogurt actually to cook in the past. I know so yogurt is a little bit sharp, so I wouldn't use it. We want that to be smooth and quite sweet. Also, I like it very smoky, so I just add a little bit more paprika. As I said, this is the adding of spices generally and salt is completely down to taste. So I can give you an idea, but then it's up to you and what your palate is like. I generally cook a lot by tasting. Actually, I'm happy with that now. Really happy with that. I don't know if this is possible to be seen. But can you see this? I don't know if you can see on the camera.
No.
Like where I bit into the penne, you can see that there's still uncooked grain inside. So this is not ready yet.
Should I turn the light off? Or?
Sorry?
Should I turn the light off to see if we can see it just for a minute?
Maybe, try.
Can you see? No.
No. Okay. So it's still not ready. I mean, you can when you bite into it, you can see if it's soft or hard. Now I have my parsley ready for cutting. Let me just put it on a little plate. As when the pasta is ready and we drain it, then we're going to throw it in the pan with the sauce, and at that time we'll add the parsley as well. So literally, it's just the heat of the pasta and the sauce that will cook the parsley. But you don't really need to. Doesn't really need to be cooked. Okay. So now, if you have it, if you add in a bit of smoked cheese, it's time to add in now. If you don't, then don't worry about it. Say it's still lovely even without. And if your sauce, just always keep an eye on your sauce. If your sauce is getting dry, then the easiest way is to use a little bit of cooking water on the pasta and just add it onto the sauce like that.
That's already got the salt in it, hasn't it?
Yeah, and that's already got the right amount of salt as well. So. And
Peter's asking how much cheese.
I put about 3 slices, or the one that I had. I have Applewood smoked, vegan cheese.
If they don't have slices.
It's a little chunk, maybe 50, 60 grams, something like that. Not too much. You don't want to make it overpowering. Just a little bit of cheese. It just enhances the flavor. That's what I'm saying. Only use cheese if you've got some smoked cheese. Otherwise, it's really nice even without. So don't worry about it. Okay. Really nice. Okay, let's have another look at the pasta. Yep. It's a little bit al dente, which is exactly how I like, because we're going to finish cooking in the pan with the sauce. So what I would do before I drain the pasta, I'm going to reserve kind of like a cup of cooking water to see, because I might need to add it to the sauce. Okay, so I keep my cooking water aside. Now turn the heat off the pasta. And let's drain it. So you don't need to drain it too well. I said you don't need to drain it too well because we're still finishing the cooking in the pan. Okay, so you want a bit of water in there. I'm going to put it on now to a slightly bigger ring, but on a low heat. Throw the pasta in now. Throw this in. I just turn, and then we'll add the parsley as well. And now you want to make sure that the sauce covers, it's the pasta is well covered in sauce. So we leave it for about a minute cooking on the pan on a very low heat. Well, I always like to make sure that all my pasta is well covered by the sauce that I'm using. I don't like what sometimes you see in Italian restaurants when they serve you a plate of pasta with just the sauce just on top. That I think is barbaric. Okay, so I like it well served and well seasoned when it goes on the plate. So I do it all on the pan. Now I will add a little bit of my cooking water, just a little bit, because I consider it's drying up a little bit too much. So just a drop of that. You never want your sauce to be dry, okay? So that's why I always reserve some cooking water.
Microphone's on.
Okay, because you want it to be almost like, a little bit slimy, or a little bit, you don't want it to be stodgy at all.
Catherine says it looks good.
Okay, so it is done. So let me get some, a couple of plates now, because this morning I haven't even had breakfast. So, when you get to this time, I'm quite hungry.
Okay, a message from a few. Hey, right. Catherine says we'll be making this later on in the week when I have the ingredients. And Peter's saying mine looks good too, ish. I'm sure it looks lovely.
You see, with Italian dishes, it's not so much how they look, but how they taste.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing.
And Carol's saying it's a shame we don't have the smell option on Zoom. That would be nice.
That would be good, yeah. So this is for my lovely cameraman. If you want to take a picture, please, Catherine.
Yeah.
With your phone.
Yep.
And I will have one for myself as well.
Oh, Deborah says she's hungry, and Maria says looks amazing, and who else?
Okay.
I'll tell you, right, Peter's saying, I'll tell Isabel the taste is more important.
Okay, now the moment of truth. Katerina, would you like to taste some as well?
Yes, let me just
You
turn
can tell
that
me.
out of the chat and turn to you while you're eating it. Looks delicious, Carol says.
Mm. Oh, I'm sorry, but this is amazing too.
Lost for
It's
words.
so simple. It's funny, but I enjoy the simple recipes more than the complicated ones. And this is so easy, really. As you can see, the sauce took about 10-15 minutes to cook. So very little preparation. And this is really nice. It's really smoky as well.
Peter said it's very nice and it's a great recipe, so it's obviously turned out very well. Wait a minute, we've got some more chats. Sue's saying hers tastes good too, and she's looking forward to eating it later. Thank you. And Sue, this is delicious. Thank you. And this is nice actually, because we've had it before. It's nice even. That's why we cooked more than what we can eat, because it's nice even later cold. And if you warm it up, that warming up will dry. So when you warm up something like this, you just add a little, a little drop of water, just to add some liquid to it. And while it's warm enough for you to eat, but I enjoy it cold just as much. What do you think, Katrina? Have you given your? Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. You tasted it? Yeah, very nice. Oh, this is. Can't stop eating it. No, I can't stop eating it. This is the problem. I should really have breakfast when I do these cooking shows, but that's the problem of cooking on an empty stomach. So today was a fairly easy, fairly quick recipe. So do you have any questions so far? Any of what I've done that you haven't quite understood or you couldn't follow? This is the moment to ask. And also what I want to say is that today I've used a slightly different setting on the phone, so I can hear you quite well. So if you want to unmute yourself and ask questions, then I can hear you without you having to type it. Okay, have we got any questions? Let me just see. Have a look. Deborah would like to know what you're cooking next week, and Catherine says, great recipe, thanks once again. So what are you cooking next week? I had in mind something that I wanted to cook for a little while, and it looks amazing. In this case, it's just not how it tastes, but it looks amazing. And I wanted to do risotto with radish. The radish, the red kind of like salad-like radish that we use quite a lot in Italy, but you can find it very easily here in the supermarkets as well. And it's really lovely. It's really rich red, and it's really lovely tasting too. So that's probably what I'm going to have a look at a few recipes tomorrow, but that's what I was planning to do. Maria said she bought the ingredients for the lasagna, so we'll be trying this. That's what she's doing today. Oh, fantastic. Lasagna, cooking lasagna is always it's always a pleasure. Not just eating it, but cooking, preparing it as well. It's such a lovely party dish. This is good news. Yeah. Isabel says it's nice, has a bit of a kick to it. So Peter Liner, ensure it is curling. So Maria, that's with her lasagna, because you can explain. Yeah, unfortunately, Peter cooked lasagna last week live, but it didn't have enough bechamel left for the top of the lasagna. So, being that the top layer was left uncovered, it basically curled up. So it looked really, really artistic. Funny. Artistic, yes, that's the way to put it. It looked artistic, but it tasted just as good. And Carol says, my husband loves radish, but actually been hard to get recently. Supermarkets say short supply. And Hillary's okay. I'll just read the messages and you can reply to them all. Hillary says, do you know roughly the ingredients for next week so I can order online on Wednesday? And then Deborah says, the radishes sound good. So there's two. Yes, what I'll do, Catherine, I'll put them up. I'll put it up tomorrow. Now, Francesco's gone back to uni yesterday, so things have slowed down as well in our household. So I have a little bit more time. So tomorrow we'll post it. So you'll have all the ingredients you need. Okay, so there's enough time for you to order them online. Anything else? No. Okay. Well, really enjoyed today, as I do every. I wanted to thank you, because this is my time in the week where
all the worries, everything else that goes on in our life goes out of the window, and I just concentrate on this for the time I'm with you. And I feel really, it relaxes me every time I do one of these cooking classes. It really relaxes me. So thank you for turning up and for and therefore making me do this, because it's the best time of my week. So thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you all next week. And let's see if we can get maybe 4 or 5 people cooking live, because that would be great.
Got a few messages. Deborah asked us if we were still in lockdown, and that was answered.
Yes, we are.
Through, by Catherine, and she says goodbye. Peter Tattersall said it's brilliant, Luca. Silver lining of rollerblading cancelled. Oh, you are honoured. Carol says another delicious recipe. Thank you, Deborah. These classes are the highlight of her week.
Thank you, Deborah.
So nice.
Thank you very much.
And Peter Lionel says thank you too.
Okay, fantastic. So,
classes are brilliant. Thank you. That's from Sue.
Thank you very much. And I'll also I'll try and get some lighting as well for next week, and see if we can rig this up as well, so that you can see me a little bit better.
We can see.
Okay. So thank you very much, and goodbye. I'll see you all next week. Bye bye.
Thanks, Luca. Brilliant, from Sue. And we're going. Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye from Deborah. We're going now. Over and out.
And I'll go back.